And that one slapped me, so we definitely
True.
that.
Hey, she slapped you.
Yeah, hey, that was a real slap. Y'all really get okay. Let me get back into it.
Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? My name is Jamie Fuselier, better known as Jay Fuse.
Hey guys, my name is Tabitha Miles. You can call me Tab, that's cool.
I'm Noe Reyes. A lot of people call me Mr. Noe. There's a fun story about that one, but this is Pass the Mic.
Pass the mic.
We definitely gonna get into that story. I just want to let you know that before we started this. We're
It
gonna
was
get
a
to
fun
that
story. It was a fun story.
I would
that's
like
for
to hear
sure.
it.
You know, on down the line, we'll definitely get into it because y'all gonna get a chance to get to know us transparently and authentically as much as possible during this podcast. So, Pass the Mic, what is it? Actually, Noe came up with this idea. It was a dope name because we've been. So I worked with them on individual projects. Tabitha was my wife twice. We recently got divorced. No, I'm playing. And then Noe was my best man at my wedding. It was a short film we did. It was just crazy. So all this.
You got married 3 times.
I got married 3 times. And that one slapped me. So we definitely
True.
That one.
Hey, she slapped you.
Yeah. Hey, that was a real slap. Y'all really get okay. Let me get back into it.
Yes.
So
So
what?
many stories.
We get into these stories later. So
Talk
what?
about the stories.
So Pass the Mic. So Pass the Mic. We wanted to make sure we came together and we wanted to tell our stories about the entertainment industry that we're in. We have these people here next to me are very talented. We got musicians, singers, actors, which are all 3 of us. Behind the scenes, as far as doing audio, the dance, model, you name it, all within these 3 people right here. So we have a dope crew here right now, and I wanted to get a podcast going because I wanted to, because I haven't seen a podcast online yet that actually showcased a diverse crew like we do have right now, or had just talked about the ins and outs and the inner workings of the industry of entertainment, because there's a lot to be said about it. There's a lot of people, and for those who are trying to get into this industry should know that there's a lot that goes into it. So with this podcast, we're trying to make it a focal point, and also within that, talk about life issues, because outside this industry, you're still a human. You still gotta go back to your families, your significant others, or whatever that may be, and be that person for them. We're going to intertwine all of this as far as life goes, but still focusing on entertainment. So that was the reason that I got these 2 wonderful individuals together. So yeah, that's what I got. What about you, Tad?
So I think me personally, like, I was glad that when you came to me, so Jamie came to me and was like, hey, what you think about starting a podcast? I said, that is so crazy, because everybody and mama want to start a podcast. One, and and I was already thinking, like, how can I use what it is that I do, not just as an entertainer, actor, singer, model, whatever those extra things are, but like, how can I use the tools that I'm going through in life in general, and just be like a spokesperson, whatever. I guess that's the right thing to say, right?
A role model.
A role model, right?
Model.
A role model, or a
Mentor.
person, a mentor, somebody that people
Yeah.
can actually look up to and be like, oh wow, like, she's not just like this, oh, this pretty face or whatever, just
She's
like,
not
oh,
one-dimensional or something
right.
like that.
And I wanted to be able to help not just young ladies or young men, I wanted to be able to help people our own age, people in our age bracket, but also older people, if it relates to you
Right.
in some sort. But I wanted to inspire people on what it is that I'm doing, what I have, been going through.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
because everybody can relate to some part of someone else's life.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, yeah, I'll do it because, man, this can be something that'll help, even if it helps one person or 2 or 10 or 20 or 100. I want to be able to do that, and I feel like that's a part of my purpose. So
I like it.
no,
So, I agree. I'm not a big podcast person. Like, I'll listen to podcasts. I have every now and then, right? Because there's stuff that interests me, some stuff that doesn't. I don't want to hear someone just talk about random things. I want a purpose. I want substance, right? So, going off of what Jamie said, there is a lot behind the scenes, and especially with, like, how do you get into it? Because I know even at work, somehow people know that I'm an actor. I'm not telling, hey, I'm an actor. I've been in this and this and this. I've never been that kind of boaster brag like that, right?
Yeah.
But I will tell people, like, hey, I got this, this coming up. Or if someone asks me, I'll tell them. So there's a lot of curiosity, even at work. I'm like, hey, so how'd you get into it?
Yeah.
Someone genuinely asked me, like, bro, how did you get into it? Because that's actually very interesting. Because I feel like a lot of actors, actresses that we know now were born into it, right? Their parent was an actor, their mom was an actress, so they grew up, they did, X, Y, and Z movie.
Yeah.
Since they were a little kid, they've been doing it since they were
Yeah.
babies and now growing into who they are now. But yeah, there's this podcast for any expert level, to the curious, to anyone who wants to know more, right? Because diversity we're just like all over the place. I know a little bit of everything. Just setting all this stuff up, like, well, I think I can do this. Let me see if I got this in my bag. We just know a little bit of everything. We're all bringing everything to the table.
Yeah, all kind of pieces,
Yes.
parts to the puzzle.
To the puzzle.
table.
What's the old saying? I work with everything, but I'm a master of none.
Oh, yeah.
I said it wrong, but
You just put me on the spot. I know. I don't remember it.
Jack of all
Jack of all
trades.
trades, master of
Master.
none.
Yeah.
And
But there's more to that. You know that, right? There's more. That's more to that saying.
Is
Yes,
it?
there is. Yeah,
It
there
is.
is.
My friend posted it.
Google it.
Oh,
Wait
crap.
a second. Now I'm
Going
on
on Dr.
the
Google real
spot to check
Yes.
this out.
But we will get into who we are individually.
Yeah.
Our background, how we got started. Because I know a lot of people have asked me, and I'm sure you've gotten asked that too, guys. Like, so what got you into it? What
I get
made
that all
you?
the time. I get it all
Why
the
an
time.
actor? Why a singer? Why
Why this
maybe
and-
choreography? Or a lot of people want to be in front of the camera. I know a lot of people that want to be behind the scenes. Hey, let me take a picture of it. Nah, I don't want to do that. I'd rather be behind the camera.
Yeah.
Let me record you. I'll help you set up.
Right.
Right? Like,
Or they get that, I'm too fat to be on camera. What does that even
No.
mean? What does that even mean?
And
That's
we'll
a
get on
topic.
that. See, we'll get
That's
on
a
that too
topic on
about
appearances.
appearance.
Yeah, that's another one. We'll save that one because that's a pet peeve of mine. And I hate when people say that. I dislike when people say that. Let me fix my language a little bit. So, how did you get started, Noah? What brought you to the entertainment industry?
To the entertainment industry, when I was a little boy, a little country kid, I'm from Roy City, Texas. I'm from here, Plano. I'm about
I can hear the
40-ish
twang.
minutes in there. I get that. I'm like, you don't have a country accent, but every now and then I know somewhere is tires. Tires, right? But at church, I saw a drummer. I saw like a rock band, and that kind of like sparked my interest, right? I remember getting my mom's pot and pans and just going ham with some
Making
spoons.
noise.
Yes. My dad is musical. He's a singer, plays the bass. He's the one that kind of taught me a little bit of musicianship, if you will.
Yeah.
Going into middle school, high school, I was in the marching band.
I can see that.
Yes, I didn't
I can see
know.
that.
I was in the
Marching
marching
band?
band.
Okay.
I was a woodwind. I played the clarinet from,
What?
I think it was 6th grade all the way through high school.
Come on.
Okay,
And
okay.
What I hate saying it, right? I dislike saying it, right? I don't want to use the word hate, but but yes, my band teacher just was putting so much pressure. I was like the second or third chair in the woodwinds for the clarinets, and it was just so much pressure. Like, you're doing it wrong. You're not doing this. It was just so much criticism behind that. And I wanted to continue with music. I wanted to like compose music, to be more involved with music, be a conductor, if you will, right? But it's like, man, if it's gonna be like that,
Then I
it's
don't wanna do
out in the real world, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I want to do that. At my age now, I'm like, bro, why did you let someone, or why did you let someone deter you from following your dream, right?
Yeah.
I look back at it now, I'm like, I'm kind of doing that with the younger guys. Like, I'm trying to build them up. I mean, we all have our ways of teaching and mentoring, and I've changed it through the years, but I'm like, he was just actually just trying to help us.
I was gonna
he was
say
just trying
that.
to like,
Sometimes it's like that.
But certain criticism doesn't help all
Yes.
people. Like,
it puts off people.
it does. So
I'm
I was
like,
just about to
I
say.
don't want to do that.
So how did it affect you? It affects you because it drew you away from what you truly enjoy doing.
From music.
And see, certain people have certain ways that they teach. Well, maybe there was a way he
he was teaching.
So you can't, you don't want to like say, okay, well, I'm going to just not listen to what he has to say, whatever, because you have to also give people grace and understand, oh, wait, was that the way he was taught? The reason why he's doing this to me? So, I mean, I take it with a grain of salt, but yeah.
But that's their job as a teacher, to be able to relate to each kid individually. You can't teach that same method across. Hey, that's the same thing as far as sports, which falls in entertainment. You cannot teach each one. You can't talk to a person at a high school level and expect that same reaction at a person at an NFL level. It's not the same. That's a grown man you're talking to. This is a child.
I agree.
It's different levels.
It's different levels.
That deterred me. Oh, geez.
Let it out, friend.
I don't know I'm getting emotional. No, I'm not. No, but I do reminisce every now and then about that. I'm like, man, I let him affect my future, right? Whatever it is, right? Whatever our destiny is, God only knows that.
Yeah.
But so in high school, I picked up DJing. I started DJing. So I've been DJing from 2004. Throughout the years, because of work, it's just been on and off. I really don't pick up gigs because I gotta work. I gotta be responsible and work the next day.
Hey, man.
But with acting, I was always told you should act. You're not act, but you should model. You should model. You're handsome. You're this. You're that. I'm not the kind of guy to say that.
Yeah.
That's not me. I wasn't raised that way, right? To boast or brag, like, oh, I'm handsome, right? But it was definitely like, you know what? Okay, I'll give it a try. So I just started submitting myself, East Coast, West Coast, Dallas. The only person that reached out to me was my then agency here in Dallas. I'm like, hey, you're too short to be a model, but how about acting? How about theater? I'm like, sure, I watched Yes Man, the movie Yes Man. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it right then and there. Yeah, let's do it.
Just do it.
Like, I don't want to ruin this opportunity. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I did that, took the classes, got signed on, and we'll talk about classes and preparation. That's another episode too, because it's definitely very helpful.
Yeah.
But that's how I started. There was a lot of no's. Another episode on that. There is a lot of no's. It's like dating. There's up and down. Some people got it. Some people don't. I feel like I had it, but I wasn't the greatest at it. But it's just keep going. It's all about that. That's how.
It's persistent.
Persistence. And Jamie talked to me when we met on. Is it about to be a year? It's about to be a year at the end of this year.
It's about to be a year, yeah.
So he reached out to me. We were talking at the set. I'm like, hey, we should do something. We should something that shows our strengths, and whether it's on film or photos or whatever, right?
I liked his energy. Something. It wasn't because he was handsome. I liked his damn energy.
And nothing to do with his face.
And I'm like, and I've seen a lot of my teachers and a lot of the people that have helped me record auditions, like, you should just do your own thing. Just record it and upload it. Because a lot of people have started off like that. They upload it to YouTube, it gets picked up by someone, and then it grows into that. So I'm like, Jamie reached out, podcast. I'm not that interesting for a podcast. I don't know what to talk about. Well, it'll be about acting. Okay, I know something about that. Let's do that. So I'm like, yes, let's do it. And then I met Tabitha, very sweet, sunshine. Look at her smile. Look at that amazing smile.
I tell you, well, don't let it fool you, fellas. Don't let it fool you.
No, I'm actually the nicest person you'll ever know.
Very sweet. Sure. Tabitha, how did you get your foot in the door? How did you start off? What's your journey?
Gosh, my journey was, I want to say it's kind of up and down, but it's been here for a long time. I started singing when I was like 3. My father was a pastor at the church, and so it wasn't a huge church, whatever. It was like, kind of smaller church, whatever. It was more so a family church. And we didn't have a choir, but our family was like the choir. And so I was the one. He was like, well, all of us could sing, but my sisters was like, I don't want to do that. That ain't what I want to do. But they all could sing. We all could sing. So me and my older sisters, we would do duets at the church because my dad was like, well, after I get through preaching, somebody gonna sing a song. One of my kids is gonna sing a song. And so like we would do it, and my sister would be forced to do it. And I was like, I like doing it. And we'd just be practicing. She's like, I don't want to, you know. So after a while, she just like, I'm not doing it anymore. You got it. And so I would always sing. He would always take me to the shows, the church services. 3 o'clock service, after church. And I used to be like, because you know, as a kid.
Dad, I'm tired.
Right, as a kid.
I want to watch TV. You're probably friends.
Hungry.
Right, you used to be like, as a kid, I used to be like, well, why everybody else get to stay at home? And I got to go to the evening service. Well, because you my single, you got to sing.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So you had the discipline growing up, whether you realized it at that age or not.
Right. So eventually I was just like, okay, well, cool. But I knew that I wanted to be an actress. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I remember my second grade teacher asked us what we wanted to be, and I said, I'm going to be the next Halle Berry. And she was like, okay, all right. I was like, I want to act. That's what I want to do. So I would just be sitting in front of the TV watching everything and just be talking all the lines out and like, oh, and playing little characters and all this other stuff. And people thought I was a little crazy because I would do that stuff in class. Like, I was smart.
Okay.
I was really very smart, and I would be done with all my work. But I ain't got nothing else to do. So I'm just over there making a whole scene up or drawing or doing something.
She made a whole movie.
I was over there and my teacher like, why are you disturbing the rest of the kids? The kids would come over there and say, what you doing? And I'm like, well,
nothing.
I'm just I'm minding my business. They bothering me.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it started as far as like me wanting to be an actor. I wanted to do that a long time, you know, and so as kind of going like you were saying, it's similar to Noe's story almost. As in middle school, I was in everything because I did everything. I was in drama, I was in sports, I was in karate, I was in anything they had. I probably was in it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I did, and I won my first like drama and debate competition in middle school, and so I was like, dang, this it right here, y'all.
That was the motivation,
because
right
my
there
teacher
for
was
you.
like, oh, you do this, and surprisingly, the drama teacher was like our singing teacher. She could sing, and she was just like, well, I know you can sing. I heard you and so singing in the hallway, and I want you in my drummer thing. And I was like, okay. So I went to the competition, and I didn't know what to do. I used to always do poems. And sing at church. Like, we would have little programs. I would always do poems and sing, and I would like put them together. And she was like, well, I want you to do this competition. I went in there. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. But it was like prose and like a monologue and prose type of thing, whatever, poetry and prose. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. And I went in there and I freestyle. It was a poem that I did think about Maya Angelou, but I sung a piece of, like, it went into the song and then the monologue, and I just started acting it out, and they was looking at me like,
okay.
What am I witnessing right now?
Yeah.
oh my God. And so I ended up making it to the final round, and I won for that particular section for my group and for my team. And we end up winning a prize, like the award, because I did that. And my teacher was like, I thought you said you didn't know what you were doing. I said, I don't.
It just came out.
But it just came out. She said, girl, I told you you had something. You just keep doing it. And I was
Whatever
like,
that is.
whatever that is. So I just kind of went through high school, and I was doing the same kind of deal, whatever. And eventually I was like, okay, I'm going to college. And I was like, well, what am I gonna do in college? And I was like, I'm just gonna be acting. I'm just gonna act. And I eventually, I got a scholarship to go to NYU, and my mom was like, you ain't going to NYU. And I was like, why? It's like, no, you are. But that's a long story for another day. Anyway, so I ended up just staying in Texas, and I ended up going to Texas Southern, and I wanted to do acting, and acting was something I really wanted to do. But somebody was like, okay, why don't you do music? And I was like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
I was like, well, you can sing. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know all the reading and all that other stuff. I don't want to do that. And she was like, you could get into ease into it. So I got into the class, the music class, and then they saw that I was really good, and they was like, we'll give you a scholarship if you know.
Okay.
So I was like,
Let's do that.
well, let me be a part. I was like, what is this opera workshop situation? She's like, you just have to learn classical music. And I loved it. Didn't know about it at first, but I loved it. I started doing classical music, so I was trained classically in college. It was when I really started to like develop, I guess, all these different styles of music. And it just kind of went on through whatever I got going on now. And so now I do, all kinds of music, doing all kinds of stuff.
She playing herself down, but we're gonna get a little bit more into that. Don't you worry.
No, that was a long version. Sorry, y'all.
Not a long version.
But yeah, that's where I am now.
It's a little bit deep into it.
Okay, so Jamie, tell us how you got started.
Well, I got started. I always liked movies growing up. Growing up, I loved watching movies. Superhero movies, Marvel, DC, like everybody else, like every other kid growing up, they want to have a superhero.
Action movies?
Yeah, they liked it. I like action movies. Well, I will not go to movies and watch a scary movie.
Well, you know what?
I tell you that much.
Listen, I don't like scary movie either.
I pay my good money to get scared.
I can't do that.
The hell I look.
I
But
can't do that.
my brother asked me a question the other day, and I'm gonna get back on topic. But he was like, "Yo, so what if you got casted in a scary movie? You are the sinister person or something like that. How would you?
That person?
I'd probably be scared of myself. I don't know. It'll be weird, but I mean, I think I'd be open to the idea of doing it. I'm not gonna turn down an opportunity.
Right.
And I know this is another subject, and I'm just gonna touch on it just a little bit. There are certain opportunities that I look at podcasts or look at like interviews from like Denzel Washington, how they were, or Will Smith, how they were very selective on what they chose, and we can get into that later. But again, back to how I got started. I always liked watching movies growing up. Going into college, I really didn't want to know I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't really want to go to college, honestly. I wanted to just be a firefighter. Dad was like, no, you stay in school and rack up this debt. No, he didn't say that. That's what I was thinking at the time. But go in there and go figure it out. Lo and behold, it didn't take me long to figure it out. So I only switched my major once. So initially it was kinesiology, wanted to be a chiropractor, physical therapist. I got aunt and uncles who are doctors and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't want to be in school for that long. So I'm gonna do something else. So what I do for my main career is totally opposite. I do help people in a way, but that's what pays the bills until this acting gets off the ground. You feel me?
Yeah.
It will.
Amen.
Yeah. Hey, this is part of another segment on not giving up, but we'll get into it again.
The 9 to 5.
Man.
Our lives outside of.
Lives outside.
Because it don't stop.
It doesn't.
And the bills don't stop.
stop.
The grind don't stop. Bills don't stop. So you got to find a way to juggle both of them.
Yes,
And
I completely
healthy. Well, I should say, do it healthy.
And that's another topic.
Yep.
Yeah.
The mental, how is your mental
Man.
state in this industry? Because man, it'll take you down.
Not lying.
So from chiropractor to kinesiology
Yeah.
to acting.
To acting, yeah. Not full time, I'm sorry. Like I said, I do have 9 to 5, but I went to an improv class. I had a friend in college who was going to this because we all got them friends. Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. Especially in college, it's like it's not
Everybody
really
wants to
sound-
do everything.
Everybody wants to do
Everything.
everything. And at that time, you like, oh yeah, I can do it. You know. So I went to improv class one time, and I was there, and I really got involved in it. I was like, oh man, this is
cool.
Good.
this is cool. Like I can do this. You know what I mean? So from there, fast forward years later after graduating, doing life do. You know what I mean?
Lifing.
Lifing, right?
Shout out to Tab. She just said that.
Life is life.
Life is life.
My wife just said it one day. It was I think a year or 2 years before COVID. She's like, yo, if you're gonna do it, just do it. And I was like, damn. Okay.
That support system is very important.
Man.
I agree.
Gotta have that support system, and I love her today for that. Cause I'm just like, yo, cause if it wasn't for her telling me to do that, or even give me that nudge, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
I agree.
I think I'm in a good place. 33 years old, I think I'm in a damn good place where I'm at for where I started and where other people had certain advantage of disability. We'll get into that again, cause that plays a factor in it, but it also, your dedication plays a role in it as well. So I started doing classes within that year, and I think I started classes in the fall within that year, I got a gig as a police officer on a Christian-based film back in my home state, and I tell you, make sure you remember your lines, because I didn't have a lot of lines, but and it's like the action that goes along with it. A lot of that is improv. People don't know that. Nobody's telling you, hey, when you go in there, touch a left arm and then make a, nothing like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I've been on
Nobody's
stuff
telling
like
you
that
that.
too.
All this is natural. So when you study these people, look at kind of how they do certain things. And we got a segment that we'll get into that on who some of our like legends are, who we look at as far as the creatives, and we say, man, I like where they do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, off top, I think everybody can agree with Denzel's one of the best to do it.
Yeah.
And Viola,
Yeah.
and my girl
Viola.
Viola.
Oh, I'm
My
not
girl
gonna forget
Viola.
Viola Davis, the movie they was
Viola.
in. I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Longevity of both of their
Man.
careers.
Man.
They've done it all.
It's
Oh, I love-
characters.
I love
the
this.
level. Oh man, the levels that they have.
It's levels to this.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's
I
levels to
completely
this.
So
It's
good.
levels to this.
So good, yeah.
But yeah, that's how I got started. Kind of short and sweet. Not a lot to it. I didn't have the experiences kind of with what you guys had similar, but we all come from different upbringings, and that's the purpose of this podcast as well, because this is a diverse group from different upbringings, from different
Backgrounds.
how they got started,
Yeah.
ethnicity, hell, all that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
All
And
that.
even though we're from three totally different backgrounds, we have all came together in this same place. There's a
Yes,
reason why
yeah.
we're all in this same place at the right
There's a
time.
reason.
At
Public
this
place.
time. At this time, right?
But yeah, I completely agree. It's like we may have different backgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
different places we're coming from, right? Where are you originally from? Here in
I'm
Texas
from Oklahoma.
or
I'm from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? Okay.
What
Yeah.
part of Oklahoma?
Tulsa.
Tulsa. Okay.
Tulsa.
Tabitha, you here?
Baby.
I'm
Dallas?
from Houston, Texas.
Houston.
You seen it though up the
Listen, H-Town, for real.
Houston. I'm from Dallas, a little small town, Roy City. But even though from anywhere and everywhere, we're just here for the same thing. We're creative. We love to be creative.
Yeah.
I love to be around creative people, because then that just gets my creative juices going.
Right.
Like, oh, he did it that way, she did it that way. I wonder if, right?
Yeah.
Do it this
Just
way,
setting up
right?
these microphones too. I'm like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
Let's see if I got this. I can alternate this, and just little those types of things we're learning from each other, whether we realize it or not. We're like
But that's
observing.
what it's about, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it's about. That's
No,
what it's
for sure.
supposed
You
to
don't
be
learn,
about.
you don't grow.
Man.
Don't
that's-
learn, you don't
really
grow.
say
Say it
Like,
again. Say it again. You know it.
For people in the back.
If you don't learn, you don't grow.
Come on now. That's a word.
That's a word. 3 words.
That's straight.
That's
so,
a few
that's
words.
so
I
churchy,
just-
y'all.
I'm gonna say 3
It's
words.
a word.
That's
But
straight
it really
used to
is.
know
I
it.
mean, that's how you. Not so much. I don't want to say advance in life, but that's how you grow mentally and
Yeah.
spiritually and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh well, I learned from her. I learned from him. I can do it this way. I can do it that way. And make it your own, right?
Make it
That's
your own.
yeah. I
Yeah.
completely.
That's what it's
agree.
about, man.
Growth.
I like that.
So this concludes episode 1.
One.
Now, we did a dry test run a few weeks ago. We'll upload that. Let us know if y'all want to see that.
See the bloopers.
See the bloopers, see the audio, the way the sound audio looks, the video looks. We'll be uploading that soon. Just so you know, it's not
Yeah.
all.
Might be a
you
little
just
bit
hear
more.
record. There's a
little
lot
bit less
behind.
on that. Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot behind the scenes that goes on, but
But
Right.
it's good content, y'all. Trust me.
yeah.
Stay tuned. Pass the
And-
mic.
How can people reach you?
You can reach me on Instagram at jamie.fuse, JAMEE.FUSE on Instagram, or TikTok. I think it's the same. J-Fuse, I think.
It changes every now and then.
It does. It does.
Tabitha?
So my main social is Instagram. It's just me at Tabitha Miles. TABITHAMYLES.
Why?
What
If
about you know?
If you didn't catch that, just like hit the backwards button so you can say
That was fast,
so you
right?
can say it, so you can hear that again.
We'll have it all on the screen.
It's being
Tabitha
recorded.
Miles. Miles with a Y instead of an I.
My name's Mr. Noe87, MRNOE87. If I said that way too fast, just kind of hit that back button real quick.
But how can they get a hold of our page on Instagram? We have
Pass
we have a
the
page.
mic.
What is it?
Pass the mic. It's PTM_the podcast, correct?
Yep.
Tabitha?
Say it again for everybody. Say it for the people in the back.
In the back.
in the very back with my low, deep Jamie voice. It is PTM _ the podcast. And we'll be uploading a lot of stuff from there.
Yeah.
We'll be getting everything situated, so we'll have like one of those link, I think it's called Linktree, right? Where you can just,
Okay, yeah.
we can make, we'll be making one of those, putting it on the profile, click on everything, you'll be able to find.
You can see all the episodes that you want to see.
And our individuals.
All the
And our individuals, so
Yep.
thank you guys very much.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Bye.